Godox just released the new V1 Pro hot shoe flash. Here's 5 reasons why I think this flash is great, but also 3 questions I still have about it. Hi there, my name is Alex. I'm a photography and video producer, and I just love sharing the things I've learned in this industry. Today, I'd like to share some of my thoughts about the Godox V1 Pro hot shoe flash, which was just recently announced. I'm basing these opinions and the contents of this video on the specifications and the manual available online, since this flash is not yet available for purchase. In general terms, I think this is a great hot shoe flash, but I still have some questions about it. So let's talk about first about the reasons why I think this is a great flash. The V1 Pro has a familiar design. What I mean is that the Godox V1 Pro looks and functions very similar to previous models from the Godox lineup, like the V1, of course, but also the V860 Mark III or the TT685 Mark II. Actually, the V1 Pro has this small slide that lets you switch between TTL and manual modes very quickly with just a flip of a switch, acting as a TCM mode switcher. But this was also already present in the TT685 Mark II. So if you already know the 685, yeah, you will be very familiar with the V1 Pro. Or in general terms, if you already use hot shoe flashes from Godox, the interface, the layout, etc. will be very similar, so you will hit the ground running if you decide to buy the V1 Pro. Let's talk about USB-C charging. The V1 Pro's battery can now be recharged using a standard USB-C cable connected directly to the battery. So if you want to use a charger, you can still use it, of course, but you could just simply plug the USB-C cable directly to the battery and it will recharge. It doesn't matter if the battery is mounted on the flash, you just connect the cable to it and that's it. Another very interesting feature from the Godox V1 Pro is that it now has a sub-flash. This is a small flash located on the body of the flash that fires directly or straight ahead. This is particularly useful when you are shooting with the flash on camera and you're bouncing the light whether from the ceiling or, let's say, a wall. I love this functionality, but also comes with its own limitations. One of them being that this sub-flash will only work on camera, while the flash is on camera. It doesn't work if the flash is in either master or radio master, radio slave, or optical slave. In those cases, the sub-flash simply won't work. This sub-flash is also detachable, which I don't know, I have mixed feelings about it because I think it may be convenient for some people, but it will also be very easy to lose for some other people. Let's see. One new feature about the Godox V1 Pro is that it can now work with external battery packs. To be honest, I was not aware or never realized that the V1 or the V860 Mark III or the V850 Mark III didn't have an external battery port. I mostly used the AA battery powered units, the TT685 or the TT600, and those have already had this external battery pack. What I'm talking about this, or what is this external battery pack? This is an external battery that you can carry around using a shoulder strap, which is kind of larger, so it holds a larger charge energy charge. So if you connect it using a cable to the flash, it will allow you to shoot way longer than ever before. With this new feature, you can now shoot, let's say, a 1 day long event, and you won't have to worry about running out of juice. These battery packs last forever and allow you faster recycle times, things like that. So it's just amazing. The last point that I want to mention that I think makes the V1 Pro a great flash is its heat dissipation feature. Godox claims to have improved the thermal diffusion of the V1 Pro so that you can now fire up to 100 continuous full power flash. Again, this is great for event photographers, let's say wedding photographers that have to work all day long covering events, and they know that they can work with their flashes all day long without worrying about it overheating or things like that. As you can see, the Godox V1 Pro has very interesting features. I only mentioned 5. However, I also have 3 questions about this unit. The first one is about the physical controls. I mentioned how they are now familiar. However, in the past, the physical controls of the V1, the V860 Mark III, were criticized because they felt a bit flimsy or fragile. So I'm wondering, or my question is, has Godox worked to improve the let's say the sturdiness of these controls and the feeling of these controls? My second question is about the battery. Can you still use the AD100Pro battery on the V1 Pro? These were not officially interchangeable, even though they have the same shape and very similar specs in terms of voltage and current. So that is a question that I have. My last question is about power, specifically about using the external battery packs. I haven't used the PB960 in a long time, but I do remember that there were many different kinds of cables for many different specs from the TT685, if I remember correctly. You were not supposed to use the same cables if you were using the 685 that was compatible with Nikon or with Canon, and once you went out of those brands, it was a bit of a mess. So my question is, what are the specific cables that we're supposed to use now to connect the V1 Pro with the PB960 battery pack? As you can see, the Godox V1 Pro is yet again a very interesting and capable flash from Godox. The new features and specs look great, but I think we need some answers to provide a final verdict. As I mentioned before, this flash is not yet available for purchase, but you can pre-order yours. I'm going to share the link for you to pre-order yours in the comments below. I really hope you found this video interesting, informative, but also entertaining. If that is the case, please press the like button. Please also remember to stay safe, keep learning, and keep creating. And I'll see you in the next video.